Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. Here we are again on HIGAN ERUTHYLL, and on today's video we're gonna do the global HIGAN ERUTHYLL tier list, and we can also call this re-roll tier list because here you're gonna clearly see who are the characters that you wanna go for. Now, about the reroll guide and how everything will work, I will wait for official release so I actually can see how we can, so I can do the proper reroll guide. Okay, make it simple. But from here you can already see which characters you want to main for, especially because we know what banners will be available when global will be here, but that part I will leave it for the later. Let we start. The credits will be in the description below, and let's just go into it. So first of all, what everyone else already knows, Aleluya is that S tier character, top tier character, DPS character. She doesn't have AoE attack, she has a single target attack, but her damage is just on another level and she can one-shot so many things. So for that she goes in the S tier. Now have in mind, take this tier list with a grain of salt because I personally still didn't try most of those characters and I still didn't max them out during the soft launch, closed beta. I just had fun and that's pretty much it. But now when the global will start, I will take it more seriously, so we're gonna see about that. But I can tell you right away that in this game, DPS characters, especially in the beginning, like here Aleluya, will be essential. Also support characters and tank characters, all of these characters you're gonna need to have so you can compose the right team. You cannot use just DPS characters going to the battle. Yeah, this might work on the first few stages, but later on you will need to have that strategy and different roles of the characters. Okay, so just in short, Aleluya, like I said, she can apply debuff, high burst damage, and best DPS for single target. Okay, that's about her. Let me go next. Next character is Media. Media also go to the S tier, and I'm talking about here early game. Have in mind, I'm not talking about the end game content here, mid game. No, I'm talking about global launch reroll tier list. Okay, for the early game. So she will be here also because, again, in the beginning, like DPS characters in every game will speed up the process, and then later on when you hit certain walls, it will get harder, so you're gonna need to play around. But she excels at both single target and damage and AoE damage, and she's excellent in the main story. Also deserves an S tier, although most people still say that Aleluya is better, although I want to double check that. I want to double check that because Media sounds so good on paper. Okay, the next one is the healer that I want to mention, and this is Asa. Now Asa for the early game as a support can be good and can be a rank character, and it's just a useful support in the initial stages. But more you're gonna play, he's gonna drop into B to C tier. Okay, like for the support he can go even to S in the beginning. So since this is a beginning tier list, I'll put him into A. I wouldn't go further than that because he really falls down more you progress, etc. So yeah, we're gonna see, but definitely if you pull him, just take it. Definitely he'll be good as a support in the beginning, like probably until the mid game, so you're gonna have fun with him. It's fine. The next one is RoKage. She is also healer, and she has that high healing effect and alt energy, super cute it says here. But okay, let me see. RoKage, where is RoKage? RoKage, that's RoKage. Okay, she goes into S tier. No, she's not a DPS character, but she's definitely an amazing S tier support character. Definitely better than him. Okay, definitely better than Asa overall. Okay, now the only problem that we have with Aleluya, she is really squishy. What that means, like she doesn't have a good defense, not a good assist, not a good control, not recharge. So like she's only for the burst attack, so she will need the tanks and the healers around herself, so they can take that damage and then she can do the damage. Okay, I believe that makes sense. I hope so. Okay, the next one is Gildan. Now she will go into the A to S tier, I would say, although here strictly it says like A tier, but more you're gonna progress, the better she's gonna be. I will put her in the same tier, even as an early game to the other characters. She is a tank control unit, like high defense, reduce damage taken. Okay. Now, if you connect her with other characters, you can even... But I'm not going into that now. She's incredible S tier tanker in my eyes. Definitely that character that you need to have in your team with, for example, with Eluya, so she can handle it. And plus, if you have a good support, Eluya will be even better. So if you can get these 4 characters in the beginning, you are God. No joke, you are fine, you're God, you're good to go. Okay. Let's continue. The next one is Codier. Okay. Let me just find her here. So this is Codier. She goes in like 8 tier, nothing more than that. She's a healer, decent healer. She can use wind breath to make their healing effect more effective. Oh, I see. Interesting. So she can like she can enhance the healing. Interesting in certain strategies, but not high usability. So somewhere around A, but still a really good character. Nuno, another healer. She goes here into A tier. Then we have Caesar. He is a tank character, also really solid A rank tank. He shares damage and provides AoE healing, but he goes like into a category of tank buff healing. Interesting. So he can do more stuff. Plus, he can be a really good defense character. On paper, he really looks good, but overall, later on, as you play and everything else, really solid and good A tier. Maybe I'll just put him here, just because the other characters are better, so he'll go into B tier. Now, Fene, she's another DPS character. Small AoE damage, can assist the team, not ideal for a single target. So yeah, she can do the damage, but then again, nothing too crazy. And she's not ideal for the single target, so she's better like AoE. But I don't know, low A tier. Low A tier. Okay, then we have Black. That's him. B tier. He's SR rarity. He's that DPS AoE burst, but then again, not even close to the other level of strength like other characters. Follette, she's DPS, AoE, and buff. Again, B to A, somewhere between that. Again, nothing spectacular. Euphoria. Where is Euphoria? Oh, she's here. Okay. She's, again, SR, tank, AoE, shield. Shield is versatile, usable for many stages. In my eyes, she deserves as a tank to be in the A tier. A tier, okay. Moetesiu, I don't know if they pronounce it correctly or not, but I'm terrible with names, as you already know. That's her. So sub DPS buff healing. Again, Animal Ranger provides wind breath. So again, B type of the character. Yeah, she can do some damage, a little bit of buff and a little bit of heal, but then again, nothing spectacular. I wouldn't honestly use her too much. Then we have Liv. So he is like powerful support that can pretty much stack more encroaching cold. What that means, I'm not sure, but I know he can heal. I know he's AoE healer. So overall, he can be a really solid support character. Definitely A rank. Okay, Car. That's her. She goes like, for the early game, like really a B tier, but as you progress to the max potential, because she can tank, shield, like physical shield for the whole team, can protect ranger and assassin as well. You know, I will put her in the A tier. She deserves that. She can help out so much for the DPS characters here on the top S tier. Okay, then we have Mireia. Deals damage and provides debuff. Can also stack that enroaching cold. Okay. DPS AoE damage. But still, she won't, like, she will be good at bursting. She will have a little bit of assist, control, just a little bit defense and attack. Definitely a B tier. I wouldn't go beyond that. Then we have Ume. Ume, she's here. I believe that's Ume. She's a tank AoE control type of the character. She can knock out, and interrupt. So for that, she's good. But overall, you won't have a high usability from her. She goes between B and a C tier, somewhere around that. Now Chlor, super massive AoE damage and excellent on Nemo Mage in the initial stages. So Chlor, she can go between, I'll put her into A tier type of the, but you know what's the problem? Like, no, if you're going for DPS characters, you're going for the top S and A tier. Just a little bit, but you're going for the top S tier DPS characters. Like, you don't need other DPS characters if you can pull this two that can help you so much, and then you focus more on the healers and more on the tankers. So I'll put it in the B tier. Quen, DPS AoE, she's assassin that can deal group damage, flexible attack range, overall B tier. Isa, DPS AoE, excellent pulling skill, can apply many debuffs on the enemy. Not too shabby, but overall also B tier. Rita, where is Rita? That's her. She's a Pyro Ranger and she can attack, buffs, high burst damage against a single target, but then again, you have other characters to do that will do much better than she. But when she's like max potential, she can go even to A tier. So, but in the beginning, okay, low A tier in the beginning. Arman, tank AoE, buff type of the character, good at both sharing and dealing damage, but nothing more than B rank, B tier. Hathor, she's like really bad for the beginning. High damage against single target, but not even close. Like, you don't need her. Like, generally you don't need her. You have those other AoE damage, single target damage dealers that are much better than her. Okay. Scylla, C tier healer, but just provides physical shield, nothing too crazy. Then we have Mom, she's also C tier type of the tank, can increase damage sharing in the battle. And then we have Basil and Siamko. Now Basil, he can be like B to A tier in the beginning. I'll put like higher B tier. He's a really good tank AoE control type of the character, strong crowd, a control ability. Like, when he has like max potential, he can go even to A tier. By max potential, what I mean about that, because I mentioned the early game and max potential, that's an upper bound of this character performance with manual operation. So, you know, when you're actually manually playing it, when you know what to do, it can be exceptionally good. Okay. Yeah, but B tier, overall B to A tier, it depends. Like, that crowd control can be exceptionally good maybe for this top tier DPS character, so I'll move him a little bit further. And Siamko, she's DPS pet and she can stun. Like, she can summon pets and do high AoE damage. Overall, I wouldn't go more than B tier, low A tier. Okay. So guys, this would be my tier list. The credits for all description that I gave you will be in the description below. But this will be like an overall tier list for the reroll. Who should you be more focused on? Now, like I said multiple times, take this tier list with a grain of salt, because I personally still didn't try all of these characters. And from my own experience, even like, this is the tier list from community, more or less. I used the information that community gave, but a lot of thing changes when the global launch starts, okay? But still be focused on this S tier characters. Trust me, they're top tier, A rank and B tier also not too shabby, but C, don't so much use it. But then again, it all depends. But definitely be focused on S and A tier characters, and have in mind always DPS, tank and support characters. Those three factors are important. When you get certain DPS characters, if you're S tier, you don't need it more. Just focus then on the healers, tank and progress slowly. Okay guys, hopefully you did enjoy it. Maybe he's like a B tier also. C tier. Between B and C, I don't know. It's whatever at this point, but I'll just leave it like this. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Leave a like, subscribe. Thank you for all amazing support like always, and yeah, see you next one. Bye guys.